ancient kingdom of Hastinapura, two branches of a royal family grew up side by side. On one side were the five Pandava brothers led by the just and noble Yudhishthira, on the other their 100 Kaurava cousins led by the proud and envious Duryodhana. From childhood their destinies were intertwined and the seeds of rivalry were sown early. This rivalry would one day erupt into one of the greatest conflicts ever told. The story of the Pandavas and Kauravas is not just about family, but about the struggle between righteousness and ambition, setting the stage for an epic tale. As the cousins grew older, Duryodhana's jealousy of the Pandavas only deepened. He could not bear their popularity and virtue. Seeking to destroy them, Duryodhana invited Yudhishthira to a game of dice. But this was no ordinary game. Duryodhana had arranged for the dice to be loaded, ensuring his victory. With each roll, the Pandavas lost more and more, unable to escape the trap set by their cunning cousin. The game would soon have devastating consequences for the entire family. Fateful game of dice changed everything. Yudhishthira, bound by a sense of honor, continued to play even as he lost his kingdom, his wealth, and finally even their shared wife, Queen Draupadi. In the court, the Kauravas humiliated Draupadi, but a divine miracle intervened to protect her dignity. Despite this, the wounds ran deep. The Pandavas' loss was not just material, it was a blow to their pride and spirit, and the injustice would haunt them for years to come. As punishment for their defeat, the Pandavas and Draupadi were exiled to the wilderness for 13 long years. Life in the forest was harsh, but it was also a time of growth and reflection. The Pandavas learned to survive with little, drawing strength from each other and from their sense of justice. Though far from the comforts of the palace, they never forgot the humiliation they had suffered, nor the promise of returning to reclaim what was rightfully theirs. After 13 years, the Pandavas returned, hoping for peace. They asked Duryodhana for the return of their kingdom, but he refused, declaring he would not give them even enough land to fit on the tip of a needle. With peace no longer possible, the stage was set for a great war. The Pandavas' patience had run out, and the world braced for a conflict that would decide the fate of Hastinapura. Both sides began to gather their armies on the vast field of Kurukshetra. Warriors from across the land came to fight for either the Pandavas or the Kauravas. Among the Pandavas stood Arjuna, a master archer who had the divine Lord Krishna as his charioteer. Krishna, though not taking up arms himself, offered his wisdom and guidance to Arjuna, preparing him for the immense challenge ahead. As the armies faced each other, Arjuna was overcome with sorrow. He saw his relatives, teachers, and friends on both sides, and the thought of fighting them filled him with despair. Lowering his bow, Arjuna confessed to Krishna that he could not bring himself to fight his own family. This moment of vulnerability would lead to one of the most profound teachings in history. In response to Arjuna's doubts, Krishna revealed his divine wisdom. He spoke of duty, courage, and the eternal soul, teaching Arjuna about the importance of fighting for what is right. This sacred conversation, known as the Bhagavad Gita, became a cornerstone of spiritual philosophy, guiding not only Arjuna but countless generations on the path of righteousness and selfless action. With Krishna's guidance, Arjuna found his resolve. The great war of Kurukshetra began, with both sides fighting fiercely. The battlefield became a place of heroism and tragedy, as family members and friends faced each other in combat. The war would last for 18 days, with each day bringing new challenges and losses for both the Pandavas and the Kauravas. First great commander to fall was Bhishma, the wise and powerful elder of the Kauravas. Bound by his vow to serve the throne, he fought valiantly but was eventually defeated by the Pandavas through a clever strategy. His fall marked a turning point in the war, showing that even the greatest warriors were not invincible. Next came Drona, the revered teacher who had trained both the Pandavas and Kauravas in the art of war. Drona fought with unmatched skill, but his love for his son was his weakness. The Pandavas used this to their advantage, and a heartbreaking trick led Drona to lay down his weapons, ending his role in the war. His defeat was a moment of sorrow for both sides. Among the Kauravas' greatest warriors was Karna, Duryodhana's loyal friend and a master archer. Unknown to most, Karna was actually the Pandavas' long-lost elder brother. Despite his noble heart and generosity, Karna fought on the wrong side, torn by loyalty and fate. His story is one of the most tragic in the Mahabharata, a hero bound by circumstances beyond his control. The climax of the war saw Arjuna and Karna, two of the greatest archers, face each other in a fierce duel. The sky darkened as their celestial weapons clashed, and the battle raged with incredible intensity. Neither knew they were brothers, making the fight even more tragic. In the end, Arjuna emerged victorious and Karna fell, his true identity revealed only after his death. With most of the great warriors fallen, the war came down to a final, brutal mace fight between Bhima and Duryodhana. Both fought with all their strength, but Bhima, remembering the insult to Draupadi, struck the decisive blow. Duryodhana was defeated, and the long, bloody war finally came to an end. The cost, however, was immense, with countless lives lost and families shattered. After the war, Yudhishthira was crowned king. He ruled with justice and wisdom, striving to heal the wounds left by the conflict. The Mahabharata teaches us that even a righteous victory can bring great sorrow, and that the path of peace and forgiveness is the highest form of dharma. The story of the Pandavas and Kauravas remains a timeless lesson on the complexities of duty, family, and the human spirit.